Hi, I'm Liz Olitsky, and I'm the former clinical director here at Alliance for Community Empowerment. What inspired me to take on this role was like a fundamental alignment with ACE's values, the value of empowerment and the value of transformation specifically, especially in the therapeutic realm, I think was a massive motivation. I've been connected to ACE in a variety of different ways over the past 10 years, and it was just a dream come true to really be a part of the community here. I started as a field instructor 10 years ago and then served as a consultant and a supervisor, but really, I felt very connected to like even the community events, even the activities that they did here. And I think the biggest reason is that like the people that work here are like a member of this community. And when you're in an environment where people have a personal investment in the work is more meaningful and you see more transformation in people. Any way I could support that, and that could be through like the loss of a student, which we had over the years, or just being there for a staff person that needed support. It was like the first thing I wanted to do because I know everyone here is here with the same core purpose and the same like overall values around community work. I think it's incredibly easy to connect with people when you have the same core values. So I think that really helps a lot when everyone's on the same kind of core agenda of like, how do we help communities thrive? How do we help individuals thrive? There is also a really great diversity in life experience, in age, in background. And so as a clinician, it's a goldmine because you are able to tap in with people who understand your clients' needs, who understand the community's needs more in depth. And I think the collaborations that we were able to have with the community partners that we had, the other program managers and the other care managers that we were able to work with are like the reason that we were successful. We could not have done it without their collaboration and support, because this work is, I think, done best when we are a team. And everyone's bought into that here at ACE. So that's the beautiful thing. Everyone understands like helping each other is what helps the work get done right. Because the Department of Behavioral Health provides services really in-house primarily, we are really embedded in programs, and really our job as therapists within each program is to understand what are the program's needs, what are the community's needs within this program, and how do we help the participants thrive in this program? Really establishing connections and relationships with the care managers who have been working really closely with those participants, and then also making connections with community partners, for example, like Tarzana Treatment Center, to really bridge need. And like, if we're unable to serve a participant for any particular reason, we have people because we have a good reputation and our organization has established itself in this community. People want to work with us and they feel they can trust us. So when we reach out, we're met with an open hand of absolutely, let's work together, instead of, oh, I don't know if I could trust you, right? Yeah. So it just makes the job easier. If you come in and walk through the doors of ACE, you will feel that everyone here is committed to transformation, and transformation in the community, but also for themselves. That we all want to be better blank, right? A better clinical director, a better therapist, a better professional in the field, right? And I think that for a clinical director to come into this role, I think right now, especially because we're on the edge of so much development and growth, you'll get to see sides of yourself and see your own transformation that you probably wouldn't have been able to see in any other environment, because there is such a deep commitment to that value. And you'll also in turn get to see what your own transformation does for the community, like what effect you can have. You know, when you're in a director role, you don't always see the impact of your work like you would if you were a therapist or if you were in another role. Like, it's not as direct and in your face. But here you would, because you have relationships with people, because you're connected in a way that you wouldn't be anywhere else, and you'd have your hands on it. You'd be able to see what's going on and the transformation in your community, in your team, and the therapists. Even when I was working here, there was so much transformation, but that transformation translates directly to the outcomes that you'll see in your clients that you serve. I've read the job description, and when I read it, I was like, oh, okay, so this is the fundamental, like, story of what a clinical director does, like, on paper, right? But it didn't capture the heart of the job, and there's no way for anyone to capture the heart of a job, right, on paper. But what I would say is that, you know, I think when we are doing human work, like in the therapeutic sense, when we're working with people, we need to feel supported, and we need to feel like the work that we do is valued by everybody around us, right? And so the community, the heart, I guess, the heartbeat of that job, you would never know on paper. So I'd encourage a person who's applying for this role to physically, like, just observe our space and see what it feels like to be in our environment and interact with people. Because I think once you learn the culture and the environment that this is, you could see how you would thrive here. You could see how your work would be valued. You could see how you would be able to do your best job in this kind of an environment where I think the job of a clinical director kind of looks the same everywhere, if that makes sense. So I would just say, look deeper. Another thing that I think is really great about working here is that people are safe to have differences of opinion and to have have dialogue about problems. Like, hey, here, I have this problem. Let's talk it out. Let's come up with a solution as a team. And everyone's opinions are valued. Doesn't matter if you're a director or if you're in a direct service role, like, everyone's opinions matter, and everyone can contribute to a solution. And the reason I say that is don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid of growth. And you can achieve, I think, your greatest outcomes in this role. Like, there is room for that if you're brave and if you're willing to try to tackle problems collaboratively and openly. Mental health is this beloved branch within ACE that I know Michelle, our CEO, has been fostering for the last decade. And finally, we're at the edge of really developing out a really robust, really comprehensive mental health program. And we could be like a major provider within the West San Fernando Valley. That's the excitement, is how many people we could serve here with ACE's core values, with ACE's core concept of just how do we do community work well? Like, how do we really empower communities? And then to have this mental health component, this little baby that we want to see grow and grow and grow, to see that thrive within ACE's core model would be so incredible. This environment, this community really needs comprehensive mental health support, but they want it from people they can trust, with human beings that they know them and their families, where we've established relationships. And so it'd be great to be like this trusted provider that was able to just serve more families and reach more people other than our internal network, to be able to really expand to the greater community. And I think we're just on the edge of that right now. I hope to leave behind a legacy of collaboration. I think that the clinicians and the culture we've developed within like the Department of Behavioral Health has been a really open, caring, and collaborative space. So people do feel supported by one another, and that they can be open about things that they need and things that they're struggling with, and bad weeks and good weeks, and all that. So I hope that I've left the department in a place where it can continue with that collaborative culture, but also like there are systems in place already that are just the foundation of any good clinical department, like policies, procedures, and certainly everything is room for growth and development. It's not perfect, nothing is, but at least it's not starting from scratch. Like you could come in and then just get to work. It's not like you have to start building a department. The department's been built. You can kind of build from the framework that I've created thus far. It's a reason why it was so sad for me to leave this role, is because there's nothing like it. The reason I say that is that this environment is really created to help individuals find their strength and pursue greatness. And in this role right now, in the department right now, there's so much that we're anticipating is going to happen in terms of growth and development. There's so much opportunity in the future, and there's opportunity for an individual to really make their mark, like their unique mark, because it's this tiny little amoeba right now, it feels like, that's going to become this great big organism that you could really create and you could really be a part of. I think the reason that this environment for me was so special is that if I wanted to learn something, if I wanted to grow in a specific area, or if I saw we really need a policy for this, or we really need to develop in this one area, I was met with nothing but support, and also like creative thinkers to help me think problems out. So it really allowed me to exercise different aspects of my role that I hadn't been able to in the past, but also gave me an opportunity to demonstrate my skill set and then show potentially what I could have done in the future, which is I had to leave. I'm sad I had to leave, but I feel like the foundation was set for the next generation to kind of put their very unique mark on the department.